All right, so we have a engine light in the Buick. Now, what is the problem that we have? So I've already plugged in my computer system and did all of the different things like that. So we're going to take a look at what it might be. All right, so what we have is a evap code. It's 0496. So it's one of those things where it doesn't really cause a lot of problems for you, but what you do is realize that this is the kind of problem that a dealership might say, it's worth, like, I don't know, maybe like $500, and I'm going to show you it's not a $500 or $300 or any kind of the expense is not worth it, and you really should be able to take care of it yourself, do it yourself. It's it's good. I mean, it's that light. I mean, that's it, but it's one code that pops up. So we know what this is. It's an evap system flow non-purge. Something's wrong with that. All right, and what that really means is we go back and we go through our step and all that stuff. But basically what that means is that we have a situation where a component part off of the evap canister on the engine off the car has failed, or something's wrong with it. So we'll just probably replace it, because guess what? It's a $12 component. I think it's 12. Don't get me wrong, but it's not that quick. It's not that expensive, really. And so if you think about it, that's $300 is one way it could be done, and it's not that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some other things. So that particular code, it is what that is. I'll just go back through that, but whatever. I'm very certain about that. But there's another code that might be coming off of 496. That's a different setup. But I'm going to show you all the different things. 496 is the one that we're going to fix, though, because that's exactly it. So all right. Oh, and also like and subscribe and whatever. I don't know if you really do like to subscribe, or like and subscribe, or subscribe and like. So and this is this is Mr. Britfix, so we just get things done. All right. So first things first, what we're going to do is going to unhook this terminal. Why? Because we're about to deal with something a little bit dangerous. All right. So we'll just do that. That's very good. Do that part. So we're going to go underneath. We need a 15mm, not of this, but that 15mm is going to allow us to get the get the fuel tank lowered a little bit. And now that lowering, that's why this is kind of easy, I would say, but it's maybe level 4 on the hardness side. Sometimes people are a little bit more sketchy around the fuel tank stuff, but why we do fuel, when we're doing fuel, we do this. Remove the electrical opportunity. Of course, when I'm under there, no smoking. I don't smoke anyway, but I would have a little bit more of a gruff way of talking and all that stuff. But you just get under there and get it done. We're going to do the 15. We have 2 brackets. Pull that down, lower it. Luckily, the vehicle has not that much going on in terms of fuel, so that means it should be light enough to press or push back into place and then bracket back up. So 15mm bolts, that should be it, and then hopefully we have a good angle and we could be able to get into the part. I do have the part too. I'll show that. So this is the part. I mean, it's like, look, it's a little tiny thing. It goes right on top of the fuel transfer bit that's under the car. And of course, on GM vehicles, they don't make it, many times they don't make it to where you have accessibility any which way other than remove the brackets, pull it down, do other things like that. My expectation is that once I do the brackets, I do have enough room and I should be able to get into this, get the other one off and go from there. Now, I did misspeak, I apologize about that, but this is our first bracket right here, all the way across the setup here. Let me get a little bit zoomed out here. So there's a 15mm on this side, there's a 15mm on this side, and you already can see the tank is, tilted downward. So I'm actually going to take a look and see if I can't you know, see where we have to go from here. And there is, right up there, that's my spot of issue. So what I might do is I might undo that, and then I'll take a you know, a jack with a piece of wood, just to, you know, give it, it's lowered but it won't fall away all the way out, so that way when I get that bracket down, this thing just kind of lowers down just lightly, not all the way. I don't want to drop fully. So maybe you want to fall, you know, right to where this is. So but yes, it's easy. Bracket, just two 13mm bolts right here, 13 millimeters. Put that bracket over to one side so that way I can roll around on the creeper. But I've almost got access to it already. I just want to see it and get at it, and that'd be it. You know, but I can't see it quite yet, and that's going to be a problem. So I'll just put this also over here, so that way things are a little bit nicer. And then yeah, one more go. But let me get down that, you know, part, that way I can kind of, you know, keep myself from being I don't know, issues with myself, you know. I don't want the issues. No one wants the issues. No one wants to see Mr. Britfix, you know, crushed in a or, you know, fix accident. Although it's not very much of a, you know, thing. It's just a somewhat lightweight but still fairly heavy component part. So I've created an apparatus here, nice even load along the gas tank, pretty much near the middle. I think I could probably move it a little bit more this direction, because essentially if the limit of this gets all the way down, I'm probably in a decent spot. I'll just do a little bit more right there, and then that limit allows me in there. So, you know, just go, you know, hit here, hopefully stay, and it should, because I'm smart and I've done great things here. But this will allow me to have a clear vision right to here. So I'm going to go around the sides here, and I'm going to undo this other bracket, and then yeah, and then we'll be able to have a good visual of this and get our other one off, put our new one on, and that's that. So yay! So this is our component part. So what you do is you pull the snap back, and then you're going to press down and pull away. So pretty easy, right? And then you just twist and pull. It's going to be a little bit tight. So that's that. Now, I will say, if you remember, I did have a grey ended one, all right? That grey ended one is what was specifically on, you know, Amazon and whatnot. But, yeah, it was incorrect. It was incorrect because GM is extremely excitable about things like that. Oh, and I did forget, there is this component part. It goes right in there, and then, so if I just kind of push that back, but there's a little clip that goes right over the top. You put it down in between, and then it snaps over the top of it. So the problem is that I had to get a very specific GM part. So I'll have that. Now, so I told everyone that it was a $12 part. Now it is not a $12 part. It is more expensive because I had to go to an autoparts store and get it. So you will smell a little bit of fuel when you do this. Just remember, this will be probably a two-handed job to get it back in. Just twist, push. You want to get it as flush as possible. There's a little tab. Let's see if we can't get that visual there. You see there's a little tab right there. And then that little tab is going to allow you to get it aligned. So just got to push in. So I will do that, and then I'll show you how to clip it back in, and then we will lift it up. Now, I did believe that my wife had, you know, not put that much fuel in here. However, I did undo the bracket accidentally all the way on this side. And I was like, oh, crud, I need to just, you know, put that bracket back up. That way it's easier to do all the stuff I'm supposed to do. However, what did I do? This is a lot more fuel than I expected, a lot more weight. It's either Mr. Rutfix is very light in his muscular capability, a little bit of atrophy going on for me, or or there's a full tank of fuel here. So I'm just going to get that done, and so let me put that together with my two hands, and then we'll get after it, and I'll show you how to clip it all back. So we've got that. We're going to put this little clip in. All right, so this little clip goes on either side of the bracket, just like so. Oops, just like so, just like so. I'm just going to say just like so until I get it right. Maybe precision here is terrible because I'm not left-handed. So that way you can get in there. All right, just forget that. So you have your switch here, and I've got that in, and so you clip in. So you're going to take this piece here, you're going to clip in right here. It clips, that's it. This piece here, it's just a clip there, and then you press in, and then so this is a brand new part, so it's a little bit stiffer than usual, but take it, clip, you feel it, clip it in, and now you've done the job that you're supposed to do. So that's it. We're going to take this, and because I'm not as strong as I thought I was, I'm going to probably take a jack, put a piece of wood on that side down here, and then lift that up, get that bracket on. That should be easy peasy. I have my ugga-dugga there, and then I'll do it again back here, just because I thought this was going to be lightweight and didn't have a lot of fuel in there, but I was wrong. It is what it is. Sometimes you have to be strong, and you have to, whatever. I haven't eaten my Wheaties. I did have a nice, bit of scrambled eggs this morning, but that's just, it is what it is. So all right, but that's it. That's that one little piece. By the way, that piece, original was a $12 part. Make sure you get it right, but obviously GM wants you to buy AC Delco perfect parts that always and never ever fail and never ever have problems and whatever. But that's why I'm replacing it. I don't know. Interesting. All right, so then let's get after it and let's get it done. So went with a different tactic, put that there, lifted it up, so I should be able to ugga-dugga into place. So just like that. And there we are, that's in. So I'm going to do the other bracket, and I'll take you with me on that one, just because we're going to do that. Yeah, if you do have a jack, that's the right way to go. It is the right way to go. All right, so this bracket right here, I get that, put that one up. All right, so should be good to go. All right, get the bolts started, easy peasy. Just try to get them in a little bit. This one I'll just get tight. I love that sound, it's nice. It's like, for whom the bell tolls type situation here. All right, now for the last one. And so there we are. And that's it there. So I do now recommend a jack, especially if you're too over ambitious about the, one thing and the other thing. So once again, ding, and then 13mm was what we did. I had the extension just because. So let's get all this other stuff out of here, and then let's go see if our code goes away. By the way, here's the cheap one that obviously, you know, probably went for all sorts of other GM cars in the past, and then they've changed it and made it to where it's extremely specific, extremely specific, and that way you can't use anything other than a, you know, GM part. All right, here we go. Let's get all this stuff out of here. All right, and my creeper's all the way over there, rolled over that way. So, you know, just underneath the car, probably kicked it with the jack here. So yeah. All right, here we go. Just gonna try to squeeze out this area. Oh, hit my head. That's not nice. Not very nice. Get over here. Get my last bit. Get that giant 2x4 out of the way, and then let's lower our chuck. Push it out. Oh, that was silly of me to do it that way. Right. There we are. It's spring loaded, you know, so I just sent it all the way through. All right, so good. Oh, there's my hat. I have to get my hat. How do I get my hat out of here? Oh, there we are. Oh, you get to see all of my, you know, grumblings and everything. All right, so there we are. All right, so we are looking at, the code has gone away. Look at that, beautiful things. Yay. Everyone be very excited about this. Especially me, because I just spent a little bit more time under there. You know, you saw all the jack stuff and all the things that I had to do with that, and pushing it up and doing all that. So what we've got is I've cleared the code because I've done the work myself. So it's a quick item. Look, it says hood open. Why? I don't know. Oh, is that the hood? Oh, it's open. Look at that, beautiful things. I don't know. Yeah, so if you don't like this, or if you do like this, if you like to like and subscribe, or subscribe and then like, I don't know, but you know, that's how it goes. I've just driven her off the ramps, checking her out. Just noticed a thing here. This is that cracked or whatnot. I don't know. That does look like it's broken there. Maybe another day, another flavor, another thing to deal with one day. Come on, GM, this is terrible stuff. I don't like this. Little plastic bits falling apart on this car. So yeah, well, we are set to go. Everything's beautiful, and yeah, welcome to, and well, no, not welcome, but you know, adieu and bye bye. This was Mr. Britfix, and we are, you know, having fun doing things to fuel systems, you know, getting underneath there, taking the gas tank down and all that. So lots of fun, lots and lots of fun, too much fun actually. So hey, you know, yay. Oh, it's time to recycle, isn't it? Recycle time. Just recycle the boxes, tear it apart, get it, rah, rah, rah. Oh, so there you are.